It's been a day filled with emergency declarations, all related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, Governor Doug Burgum officially declared a state of emergency in North Dakota. The announcement came nearly an hour after a national state of emergency was declared by President Donald Trump. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz declared a peacetime emergency after their 14th confirmed case of COVID-19. For a complete list of closures and event cancellations from around the valley because of COVID-19, you can head to our website or to the VNL News app.
When you see lights, you don't have a choice. You pull over where you're supposed to stop.
New at 10, that was the moment a state trooper was finally able to get North Dakota State Schools Superintendent Kirsten Baesler to pull over moments before she was arrested for driving while intoxicated. Valley News Team's Alexandra Kay gives us a look at how it all went down.
The pursuit began just after 9:40 p.m. on February 26th. North Dakota Highway Patrol follows her for some time. Dashcam footage shows Baesler's pickup crossing lanes and swerving. Just after 9:44, the officer turned on his lights, indicating for the driver to pull over, even honking to get her attention. 7 minutes later, Baesler finally pulls over.
Hello? Oh, I attempted to stop you a long time back there. What took you so long?
I wasn't going to stop on the highway.
Okay, when you see lights, you don't have a choice. You pull over where you're supposed to stop.
She was then asked to do standard roadside tests, like counting backwards.
69, 68, 66, 69, 68, 67, 68, 66, 65.
After failing that and refusing to take blood and breath tests, Baesler was arrested for driving under the influence. In Fargo, Alexandra Kay, Valley News Live.
Baesler pleaded guilty to driving under the influence. She now faces a $500 fine, a year of unsupervised probation, and $250 in court fees. As we told you, President Donald Trump declared a national emergency this afternoon from the Rose Garden. Valley News Live's Washington correspondent Elena Austin wraps up what this means for state and local communities battling this deadly disease.
The president says that this is unleashing the full power of the federal government in confronting the deadly coronavirus threat. This announcement not only unlocks new resources for communities, but it also marks a new stage of fighting this pandemic. Friday afternoon, the president took executive action to set aside $50 billion for this crisis. This means FEMA, the National Guard, and other federal disaster workers will be partnering more closely on the ground with your community. After facing criticism from Democrats, the Trump administration announces at least 1.4 million more testing kits will become available around the country in the coming days. He's also cutting red tape so telehealth is more readily available to suspected coronavirus patients, and hospitals and doctors will see regulatory relief so they can act more quickly. The president says that officials are being vigilant and that together we will overcome this pandemic. Reporting in Washington, I'm Alana Austin.
The CDC has confirmed about 1,700 cases of coronavirus in the country. So far, 40 people have died. Tonight, new travel restrictions will go into effect, blocking most foreigners from Europe from entering the U.S. for 30 days. Still underway in Washington tonight, the White House and congressional leaders are discussing an aid package to support workers and families hit hard financially by the coronavirus. Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Party are pushing for more resources for lost wages, unemployment benefits, and free testing for the uninsured. And senators are expected to take up some of these measures as early as next week. Mental health experts say they're already seeing an increase in patients anxious about the coronavirus. Experts say nearly 30% of people suffer from an anxiety at some point in their lives. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey has some tips on how you can manage your fears when it comes to the virus.
Teresa Eberts and her crew are heading to Sioux Falls for the weekend.
They have, I think, 8 known cases at this time in Sioux Falls, and they declared a state of emergency down there, and none of us care.
The coronavirus isn't on their minds, but that's not the case for many.
I think there are certainly some people who already run anxious and they're experiencing even more anxiety.
My sister, she actually asked for us to bring hand sanitizer or toilet paper because they're sold out in Sioux Falls. But unfortunately, we were sold out in Bismarck as well.
Empty store shelves, closures, people working from home. It's these kinds of changes that can have an impact on your mental health.
Things that people don't know anything about or don't know enough about and don't have answers to. It scares them, and I think that's why people are panicking.
Jo Eilson is a psychologist at Essentia. She's been addressing coronavirus fears with her patients.
Every day we're getting new information and updated information, and that obviously can increase our anxiety because it's everything that we see.
She says anxiety can bring feelings of panic and worry, and it can impact things like sleeping and eating patterns. But it's not all bad. Experts say anxiety, to an extent, can help protect us from danger. Eilson says it's important to maintain daily routines and that it's a good idea to get outside as much as you can. In Fargo, Courtney Mackey, Valley News Live.
Here's something else to keep in mind. Experts say it's important to get accurate information. Pick one source to check for updates each day. We'll have more on how you can talk to your teenagers and younger children about the coronavirus still ahead here on Valley News Live, 10 at 10. Essentia Health is waiving its fee for e-visits for screenings and concerns related to the coronavirus. In addition to COVID-19 screenings, e-visits for 20 other common conditions will only cost $30. That includes allergy symptoms, bug bites, including tick bites, colds, eye infections, skin conditions, and more. You can start the e-visit by going to Essentia's website to fill out a short questionnaire. Your answers will be reviewed by a provider there who will make a diagnosis and then create a personalized care plan. You'll also be given a phone number to call for questions or concerns. And Minnesota has now set up a health hotline for your coronavirus questions. The number is 651-201-3920. They'll be open weekdays 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. In North Dakota, the number is 866-207-2880. And this one will be answered 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Blood banks across the nation are facing an urgent need for blood donors. Because of flu and coronavirus concerns, Vitalant is enforcing stricter screening measures. It's asking anyone who has traveled to Italy or China, those who have been exposed to either virus, and those exhibiting symptoms not to donate.
When you do come in to donate, the number one question we're going to ask you is, are you feeling 100% today? If you're not feeling 100%, then we're going to ask you not to donate until your health does improve.
The company typically needs at least 250 donors every day to keep up with basic health needs. The North Dakota State Fair is announcing its musical lineup for this summer, but also letting attendees know if the entire state fair is canceled, only tickets purchased from the fair will be refunded. The lineup includes Collective Soul, Eric Church, Ashley McBride, Sawyer Brown, and more. Tickets go on sale March 31st at 8 a.m.